Okay, I think we're up. I think we're up. Focus on that ugly mug. I think we're up. Are we up? Maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. Are we up? Yep, we are up. Okay. Right. Right, there we go. It's from the depths. There we go. Okay. Hello there, everyone. I'm Mark 3. Welcome to FTD on the depths. Yes, indeed. And welcome back to the Vehicle Designer. Now, what I'm doing here is I am going to build a rare beast. I think it's probably the best way to describe it. Let's get my weapon fort base in here, just as a holder thing, just to help this out, you know. No, that's not it. Co-design, give me my weapon building fort, pretty please. It always messed up the spawning a little bit. Okay. Right, we have a weapon fort. This is just going to be to hold things. It's not going to be like, you know, actually. It's not going to be actually doing much on this because, you know, I'm building drills, for heaven's sake. Drills are not exactly that involved in requiring, you know, specialist support systems and things like that. But it's going to be useful for this build to just get a few bits and pieces worked out before I actually begin. So, that's what this is for. Block beam, give me a beam. 2 beam out there. Right. Now then, let's go ahead and wait. The chat isn't working. Really? I thought I'd check this. Hang on. Stop and start. There we go. Hello, Epic. Welcome to the stream. Yes, there we go. It's working. Also, hello to you too, Russell. Yeah, sometimes, unfortunately, when I start up a stream, the chat bugs out. Especially if there's been a stream before that one. I thought I'd refreshed it already, but apparently it didn't take, so it needed another refresh, as we do. Anyway, as to what I'm making, I am, as it says in the description, building one of those rarest of beasts. A rare beast indeed. A drill ship that's actually useful. I know. Oh my god, it's such a strange thing to think. Minecraft circles chart, right, because I need the circles. I need the circles. Because another thing that's needed as a core component is a ball turret, which is also an odd thing to have. So, you know. So that's why I'm looking it up. More than that, I need a ball turret which can have some integrated armor. And I need something that can be big enough to hold a decent-sized drill power core. So, you know. I'm thinking maybe a 13 diameter would be a nice one. Take up the dragon claw from the white flayers and put on drills instead of rams. Yeah, but then that defies the whole point of like building, you know, a ship from scratch to do a given task now, doesn't it? And yeah, there's no need to laugh, Crispin Senior. I know. I'm sorry, I can't say useful drill ship with a straight expression either, so I guess I'll have to forgive you for that one, won't I? Anyway, to get a 13 radius, we require 3, 4, 5, and that's the ends. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. That's going to be the core block there. So that's the middle of it. Like that. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the outer edge. that's going to be the outer edges there. Right. And this is one of the things that has potential to make a useful drill, is actually a ball-mounted turret, which is, as I said, it's rare because you have to work it out into a sphere shape in the first place. But the thing is that I want a twin-axis turret, so the drill can actually angle up and down. 13 has a 5 wide sides, so it should be like that. Then it should be like that, yes, I'm guessing. Is that right? And then it's like that. Okay, yeah, that's the shape. So 2, 2 like that. Oops, like that. That's looking like good shape. Made a snowman head with a simple laser as the nose. That sounds kind of nice, actually. Yeah, that does sound kind of nice. So it's like that. That's the basic shape. That includes a layer of armor for the actual drill turret itself. So most of this turret's armor will be on the front, and it'll be thin towards the back. But it should have enough mass to be at least somewhat resistant. And there will also be some sections of the ship reaching around the sides as well, so it won't be completely exposed. We've got to be kind of careful, so, you know, that kind of thing. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 wide, this one. Which is a 5, then 1. Really? So 2, then 1. Like that. And then it's straight into a cross like that. Huh. Alright. So that's the 5 wide. Yeah, I'm doing drills, not the campaign. Sorry to disappoint. Should be going like that, yes. That's the middle. There we go. Yeah, oh yeah, this is starting to take shape quite nicely, I think. A bit at a time, a bit at a time. Just do it like this, straight across. Yeah, that's looking alright actually. An early to mid game most likely, I would say. Though I'm not gonna skimp out on anything. So okay, so that means this one's gonna have to be like this. Because if I'm going to make it a quote-unquote functional drill ship, then it needs to be, you know, it needs to be given every chance to be a quote-unquote functional drill ship. So, yeah. Right now I'm just getting a wooden framework put together, little mean, to tell me how to shape this ball turret that I'm putting together. So if I do it like that, and the thing is, this might be actually be a useful prefab to have. I might find another use for this prefab eventually. So there we go. Right, that is a basic ball grid right there. Huh. Yeah, about mid game. With gap, probably not gap. I'm not very good at doing armor gaps, quite honestly. Anyway, right, let's get this prefab. Uh, let's get this all prefabbed out so I can rebuild this if I need to. Right, capture a prefab. We need. Let's grab this one here. It is a 13 by 13 by 13 grid. 3, 3, 3. That should be about the right size. There we go. Okay. Thirteen meter diameter, ball shape. But yeah, the main weaponry is drills, so that's why I said I'm going to give it every chance I can to be useful as a drill-based ship. So, let us block. Now, I want a drill. Drill. Simple weapons would be nice. I'm going to mount the drill here. Like that. So the drill's mounted in the forward face of what this is going to be, this turret. A ball that can turn into a square the same size? Not really. So is that a ball that can turn into a square the same size? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but no. It's not meant to be a square. $10 meters. 20 meters of drill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this thing operates about this thing now operates 25 meters from the turret base. Let's make this 30 meters. So that gives it. That's a 25 meter drill bit on the turret. So get within about 30 meters, and this thing will be able to start attacking. So that's what that thing does. Right, we need power input now. Do I not have power? Oh wait, no, I don't even have any torque acceptance on it. That's why it's not powering up. Right, give you also a couple of. Actually, I want that to be an armor plate there, so give you some torque. Okay, so what can you rev up to now? Because I was putting the wrong thing in. Of course I was. Right, you go up to 12 now. $14. 29. 47. Control. Give me a local. Sorry, I need AI. Local weapon controller. Goes there. Configure your maximum range to be. It is a. I said it's a 30 meter, didn't I? So. $35 meters max range. That's when it start targeting off that. There's the drill head, which will go there. Torpedo does like our spin blocks work if you want to 5x5 thrust craft with rotating block stations, right? Well, the problem with the bigger drills is they're heavier and they have much lower armor piercing, so you need more raw speed to compensate, and that's one of the things I was working on last time. To get an effective big drill, I had to pump a hell of a lot more speed into it, so it broke down a lot more violently. A smaller drill doesn't do as much damage, but it can be powered more easily, and it's safer. So, well, it's safer for you. If I build this into a big drill, it'll probably jam, tear off the drill rotor fairly often, then destroy half of its turret mount, which is somewhat counterproductive if you have to rebuild your turret on a regular basis. So I think it's just better not to do it, to be honest. Right, let's see. That's going at 59. Okay, keep on going. This goes back to here. 73. So I'm tuning this thing with this drill head to go up to rev up to 100 RPM, which is going to be a lovely amount for a small drill. It's going to have plenty of power stored in when it's spun up. So, but hopefully not an excessive amount, which will go berserk. There we go. That's hit 100 max RPM now. That's that. Yeah, I know, little mean. I was just putting in the torques to work out the maximum speed for it. And now all the rest of the internal space of this sphere is going to be power. So this thing will be able to suck up massive amounts of power to maintain its drill. So the drill should have very little trouble about wearing out, even against really, really tough, thick armor plating. So it should be able to even drill through the sides of like 3 or 4 meter thick walls without too much trouble, if I'm doing it right. Probably just a few meters at best, but you know, it's worth dreaming, isn't it? Yeah, it's worth dreaming, I'd say. Let's take out that, put it into here. Okay. Actually, for the ball, what? For the 5x5 for the ball you are building it in its center. Yeah, that's because this is a ball turret, and I have not built in the exact spot, which is here. This is where the 2-axis turret would be. So this would be its turning point, the center of it, right here, in this empty spot. It's only got built around it because I needed that to build up the rest of the thing. So that's where it would be. And that is the pivot point around which this entire turret will spin. So that's why I was trying to get the ball shape worked out exactly. Now let's see. Let's actually just build this top piece first. Yeah, that might be possible on normal. Also, welcome to the stream, by the way. But I'm making a surface craft right now. But, whoops. You didn't see me do that. Nope. I never make mistakes ever. No. I didn't do that. No. If I put that like that. There we go. So that's a top section. Then it's starting to go into downward sloping, isn't it? So that's meant to be like that, if I follow that pattern. Which means I will require the regular downward slopes for this part, like so. Which means I need the inverted triangles for these parts, like that. So there we go, and that'll be the triangle-based corners, like that. There we go. That's starting to. Yeah, normal. Listen, this may be solid mounted right now, but that's because I've got it fixed while I get the shape worked out. Then I'll be taking this entire thing as a prefab and placing it on a turret mount. So it'll be a massive ball turret which can swing around and angle the drill to damage the opponent. That's what this thing is going to do. Let's leave those empty right now, actually. That is not quite what I'm after, I don't think. Well, it's nice and rounded. I'll give it that one. But I wonder about the size of the joining plates. Right. I need to do this one anyway, so I might as well do this side too. Then we'll see how it merges. Right. Then that is the corner pieces. So that'll go like that. Like that. This, of course, is the forward plate, so it's got the drill head mounted in it as well, so it's not going to be quite as thick. So, like that, because the drill piece is mounted in the middle there. So I put it in like that. Okay. The prefab has a limit on size. I don't need to worry about the drill, because I know that that is actually a 25-meter drill bit. So I just need to grab the sphere. And actually the sphere should be able to do it as well, so... I think Naval AI programmed to RAM is how this thing will function. Because it'll have other systems mounted in the sides as well, so this isn't going to be the only drill on it. To be effective, it needs more drills, more chances to just drill and chew the opponent to itty bitty pieces. So, right, let's grab a new prefab. That key. Capture a prefab. Like this. This is the 9x9, I think. 9, 9, height only a 2. Yeah, there we go. Right, so that's a side piece grabbed. So that means I can just go ahead and sever the other side pieces that I've got connected right now. So they can go. This one can go too. Right, and that, yeah, we need that piece. Get rid of that. And then get rid of that. There goes the lower section. This is going to be a slightly interesting piece because I need to maintain that central link to avoid destroying the entire thing. But I can get rid of the stuff around it though, which is connected to here. There it goes. Okay, right. That's all okay. Yeah, 64 by 64. Yeah, so this one would actually be small enough to be taken as a prefab. So you grab the prefab for the turret plates, which needs to go in like that. Needs to go in like that. There we go. Okay, and I'll just double that up so I can replace that last one with the other piece, which goes in there. There's some excess wood lying around the place, which I can just hollow out now, for the most part. Right. There goes. Whoops. Right. Okay. That's easy to fix. There we go. Right. So now we've got this armoured ball starting to take shape. The forward section needs reinforced armour. The rear section does not as much. So let's go ahead and fill it in. Looks a bit narrow, that, to me, actually. What if it was like this? Would that look a bit better? Yeah, that looks a bit better. Okay. Yep, that looks alright. Okay. And don't worry, Normal, I've been taking prefabs as I go. I've got a prefab of the entire spherical shape. I've got prefab of this thing. This is the side plates. And now I'm just working out how to merge it all together into a single united thing. So, yeah. I've got prefabs which will allow me to recreate most of this without any real hassle. Those are the square blocks though, aren't they? Like that. Yep, that's how it does. That's how it goes. Grab a triangle corner, that's all okay. Put in metal blocks. Make sure that all the sides are fully plugged. There we go. That's the rear hull section sorted out right now. It's looking pretty nice. Hiya, Tim lad. Welcome to the stream. And holding up, I think. Not too bad. Right, now I need to reinforce the front. I need to get the angling fixed up the same, of course, but it's the front plate. It needs to be thicker anyway. So, at least from doing the back plates, I know exactly how I'm going to do the outer armor layer on this forward section. So it needs a downslope, downslope, downslope. There we go. Right, that's looking alright. Now, yeah, don't worry, Tim / tiny / thingy. I know your secret identity. I am your nemesis, your arch villain. You will never be safe from me. Bwahahaha. Insert evil laughter here. Ha ha ha. Something like that. There we go. So I'm just reinforcing the forward plate with thicker metal because it's going to be it's going to be the side facing the opponent. It's going to be exposed, so this is where it needs to be thicker. Just flat out needs to be thicker at this point. Oh, I guess I should also have some rubber blocks in here too, just so that it doesn't take point blank damage. I wish they would hurry up and include sloped rubber blocks. That would be nice. Then again, I only recently started to use rubber blocks at all anyway, so don't know why I'm complaining. There we go. That's multiple meters thick metal plating. Yeah, I always have the G key locked. It is so helpful to do it. It spares a lot of messing around. I think since you say you've just started doing it, you have learned how useful the G key is. Such a key tool that. Let's make a 3-meter bar here, 2-meter bar here. So that's only like 1.5 meters to 2 meters thick on the plating at the very edges. The rest of it is a minimum of 2 meters thick, sometimes as much as 3 meters thick. Pure metal armor. It means how if you press G, it will remain locked as you manually rotate it like this. But if you release the G key, then it goes to wherever you're facing the camera. That's what it means. That's what it means by the G key. It's a very useful tool if you're building. So yeah. Let's see now. I need to reinforce the base layer as well. Let's just make it with very great care. That's enough. I can get rid of this wooden beams now. The back, of course, is already unified, so that's all okay. Pull out this wood. Don't need it anymore. that's the gap where the 2-axis turret will go at the heart of the sphere. Don't need these anymore because it's all merged in. That's all merged in. Okay, right. I just need to reinforce the top layer now, which is up here. Right to that. Then just build a 3 meter there, just as an added extra bit of plating, and also as a mount for the control system, which also needs a wireless connection as well, like that. Oops, doesn't need 2, only 1. Doesn't really need a failsafe, but I think I'll follow the lesson learned last time and include at the very least a laser pointer to make sure that the thing still has a little bit of extra kick to it. So simple weapons, add in a simple laser in an underslung coaxial mount, like so, and then there we go. And that gives it a tiny bit of extra reach if it's struggling to hit things. So there we go. Just reinforce the front of the ball. And then the rest of it can be... Yeah. Now that we've got the ball shape fixed in, we've got the ball shape fixed in, we've got everything else fixed in. We've got the drill mounted, we've got it worked out so with enough torque to get it up to 100 RPM spin speed, which will be pretty decent. Which means the rest of this turret ball can actually be entirely filled with power input to maintain the damage output of this drill. And that is a ridiculous amount of drill power input that's about to go into this thing. Oh, geez. This is going to be a beast of a drill, actually. It won't care what it's digging into. It's just going to go, oh, look, I'm losing speed. So what? Spend more power, rev it up again. So, yeah, okay. Simple weapons. Give me the drill, give me the power inputs here. And since the entire ball is built and sealed, we can just go ahead and use the fill command. There we go. This drill, here come the numbers. It has 621 power inputs on it. So this is a this is a 3,100 horsepower drill. 3,100 horsepower drill in a ball-mounted turret. So yeah, let's go ahead and grab that as a full prefab, because I need a prefab to move it onto its next position. So yeah, 3,100 horsepower drill right there. Right, capture the prefab. Right, it is a 3, 3, And then it's a 25 plus 35. That makes it a 38 length. Oops, no, I've got the wrong. 38, 1, 3. And that should be the right size to grab it. Yep, that's the right size to grab it. There you go. So yeah, there we go. One ball-mounted drill turret, and it took me half an hour to build the thing. Okay. Now, light blocks. Light blocks, yes. There we go. So there we go, light blocks extending out. Now, new object, 2-axis turret, which will go on the front here. There we go. Now, we can grab that prefab I just took of the 3,100 horsepower drill. We need to get it lined up properly. So there we go, that's like that. It slips in right in the middle, right there. So that should be... is that in the middle? That should be right there. Oh, there it is. Okay, done. Right. Well, that took a little bit. Right. So that's the entire turret. Is it in the right place? Yep, there's the 2-axis turrets right there in the middle, right behind the drill. So this drill is now converted from the original base plate, which I was using to get the entire shape sorted out in a stable position, onto its turret mount. Because the number of times I've deleted a complex turret because I accidentally clicked on the turret base and deleted the entire thing is not worth counting. So, well, it is worth counting, it's just something I don't bother to think about. So I need a control, I need a FCS. It's a really heavy thing, but it's got a drill. The local weapon controller is buried at the heart of the ball, Razul. Unfortunately, there's nothing nearby to it to be used on, but that is now converted to a fully functional close-range ball turret, and can angle this drill anywhere it wants to bring it to bear on whatever happens to be nearby. So there we go. That is now a turret, which can be saved as a turret. So, right, you, grab you, save you as a new turret. This is a 3100 HP drill ball turret. There we go. Not too bad. Now, the reason I built this first is because it's going to be one of the centerpieces of the entire thing. So let's again extend outwards from the side of this particular fortress, like so. Oh, there's accidentally some blocks on here. Oh, I left mirror mode on, that's why. Get rid of them. Right. Actually, let's do that. Right. Miscellaneous. Give me a dock. Which I'll do there. New object, new vehicle. Which I will create as very simple. There we go. And now I should be able to just latch onto it to get it suspended. Right, give you azimuth 90. Hold distance going to be dropped to about 20 meters. There we go. So this is the start of the ship. Let's see, let's get light blocks. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's a gap of 6, and then it's the center of the turret. Actually, I can just rearrange the entire thing. There we go, might as well double it up just to be extra sure. So if one side of the turret gets damaged, it won't shatter the entire thing off. Then we grab the 3000. Oh, that's actually not far enough out, is it? Oh, that's just about right. There we go. There we go. Now, are you free to spin, or do I need to give you a little bit more room? That's what I want to know next. Give you a chair too.
Listening.
You are free to spin at that level, though you are jamming a little bit. Oh no, you're not. It's just the entire thing getting confused because the entire thing is moving around. Okay, so that is actually free to rotate and move in its current arrangement. Jolly good. Which means that I can actually bring armouring as far forward as here, I think. Yeah, 3x3 turret is just basically just a square with very little going on for it. Sorry I didn't respond, by the way. I'd go for like a 7x7 is probably a reasonable for a small turret of some sort. Maybe even a 5x5. But I wouldn't like to go for a 7x7. Does that get in the way of your rotation? It does. Right. Oh, the entire thing is actually getting... Right, we need a little bit of clearance at the very least. Because now what I'm working on here, by the way, is I'm working on the nose of the ship. I'm just using wood to try and get it spaced out the way I want it. Is that enough? Is that what is that? Actually, let's give it a bit more clearance. Three, 1. Three, 2, 3. So that's a bit of a big gap. Let's make it a bit smaller, like that. Okay, right. So there is some collision going on with this. So drop this back slightly. Is that still interfering? It is. Right. Okay, let's move... Oh wait, I didn't actually do that. Hang on. Thank you for the October 12. You mean the... Oh, yeah. Is it really that funny that I failed in such a spectacular fashion to capture that ship? I'm guessing it is because people seem to be enjoying it. Is that... How does that look? You're off for the night? Okay then, see you later then, Rasul. That at least gives it some basis there, though of course drills are a heavy system. Hmm. Is that enough space to truly work though? That gives it some bearing around which to spin and turn. Oh yeah, 5x5 is a good one because it's like, if I recall correctly, that's where it doesn't really clip much with anything. Looks like a weird security camera. Yeah, I guess it does actually, doesn't it? But with that barrier installed around the nose of the ship, it doesn't actually require having the rubber on the drill bit itself, so the drill is free to be without that. Let's get back to the actual base ship. How far can we spring this forward? How far is it in mirror mode again? Mirror mode, mirror mode. There we go. Right, and that should be a really nice mount for the this ball turreted drill, since it can bring it around to anything, any angle as it collides with its opponents. And that's the idea here. This thing will be happy to bump into its opponent, and even as it pushes around and the ships jostle from position, this drill will be able to re-angle itself to hit the enemy as long as it's in the forward arc of the ship it's mounted on. So that's kind of what this thing is meant to do. Ish. Maybe I'm just completely making hot air, I don't know. Well, it's worth a try. It's worth a try. There we go. Ball mounted. Now, the thing is, of course, we need to get an underside for the ship fitted out as well. So, let's keep it simple, like that. It's going to have to be rounded out further forward, though, because of the drill. The drill head needs some special care. Like that. Well, it'll work against anything that doesn't actually wreck the ship fast enough. That's the general idea, at least, Viking. If you manage to destroy this thing fast enough, then sure, you're going to do great against it. But if you can't destroy it fast enough, then it really sucks to be you. Because if this thing does get close enough to really start digging in with its drill, it is going to cause a lot of damage quickly. And that's the whole point behind making a quote-unquote effective drill ship. Because I'm just trying to make it so that it will actually survive to get into range. And then once it gets there, its drills will be able to do nasty, nasty things. Do unspeakable things to the enemy ship. So, you know. Whoops. Okay, that'll do for a base part. I need to get the sloping sorted out, of course. Like that. That should still be fully mobile, I think. So beam 3. No. Yeah, beam 3. Metal block. That should. Is that still fully articulate? Yep, that is still fully articulate within its reach. Unless it tries to angle upwards. What's it catching on then? Yeah, I think it is catching on this part I just put in, actually. If I take that out, does that solve it for you? Are you happy then? You are until you try to turn this way, and then you have trouble. Okay, so it's catching on the sides now, which means it's going to be these parts, I think, roughly. So if I make this a bit wider, like that, get rid of these parts here as well. This part's going to need to extend out. I need a flat 2. Like that. And a couple of down slopes in here. Oops. I didn't do that. Nope, didn't do a thing. No, 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 no. I didn't make any mistake at all. None whatsoever. Okay, are you fully articulate with that? Yep. You are really struggling to turn, aren't you? Yeah, that is too close. Okay. Because the problem is that having sphere is like, you've got to be careful with how you build that up around it too. So I can't put there. It's not still refusing to turn properly. So, where's it catching? I don't think it's catching on those, which means it's got to be catching around here somewhere. Okay, let's extend this out. Pull out the wood. Pull out the wood. I didn't do a thing. Nope, not at all. Nope, not at all. There we go. Right. Now, can you turn? There we go. Yep, that's freed it. It's free to turn once more. Right. I was building a little bit too close to it. This is my first time working with a semi-enclosed ball turret, and you can tell, can't you? Because I'm having a few issues with it. Just a few. See, I think I want these slopes instead. Just have to go like that. That slope. There we go. Yeah, sorry this is not interesting right now, but it's like, yeah, I know, I'm going to set restrictions on it. It's just right now I'm trying to get it so that it's still able to turn anywhere. And then I'll worry about setting the restrictions on it. So maintain its mobility, then restrict it to where I want it to be. That's what I'm trying to do. Blunt nose on the ship, can't be helped. Downslopes 2. Through here. And then metal sloping 1 on the front. There we go. That should be about right. So. There we go. Right. That base part is now properly sloped and sized to hold this ball turret, which means I can now wall off the back of this mounting section, and this will go into the boat proper. Now we established that's a bit too close there, so we want the actual interior wall to be about here, and that guarantees that it will be far enough away to not bother the turret. Oh wait, no it doesn't. No, I need it one further back. Of course I do. Oh no! There goes the chair. There goes the fire control. Oh no! Well, that was actually done quite on purpose, so it doesn't really matter. Right, let's get that rigged up. So this is the primary forward bulkhead. It needs to be reinforced very, very much. Actually, should I make this part of the deck of the ship? Yeah, that's part of the deck of the ship. 2-meter deck. Right. And it's going to need to rise up a little bit to get over the top of the thing as well. Let's actually set this in with 4s. So there we go. That's the nose of the ship right there. And then we'll slope it down like that. And that's going to be the forward deck of the ship. There we go. That's not low enough to interfere with the turret stall either. So do it like that. And of course we've got to do a little bit of facing and make sure it's all nice and pretty. So let's extend it 3 down, then give it downslope 2s like that. Just a bit of beautification. Fill that in. And make it a little bit more interesting to look at. So, there we go. So, I've got a bit of ribbing, protected rubber, sloped underside, massive drill. Okay, so that's looking like the front of a ship I've got right now. Definitely an odd front of a ship, yeah, I'll got to give you that, but still looks like a part of a ship, to be quite honest. So, is that wide enough? Yeah, that's probably wide enough. Then diagonally slope it all the way back. Oops. Oh yeah, I fell. That's right.
Listening.
Yeah, sorry. Again, this is like not the most riveting part because, as I was trying to say earlier, and I got distracted. I've got the ball turret out now, so now it's more a case of getting other parts of the ship ready to be worked on, and anything else. And of course, this is the base of the ship as well, so it doesn't exactly require being doesn't require thick plating down here. This is the bottom of it, so fill it in. Then we've got a flat layer of metal. Because the front is heavy and it's not going to have any water tightness until at least this far back into the design, because the entire nose is going to be open to the water. It also needs the rear weight to keep it going. Actually, let's make this 100 meters long. Sure, 100 meters long. If I do that, then that sets it to 87. Alright, now it is level 99. Got to remember it's still got that 100-meter drill, sorry, 25-meter drill on the front. So this is actually an 80-meter ship with this length. Okay, so that's going to make for an 80-meter length. Looking all right so far, I suppose. Got to be aware that there's going to be some more systems in here. So yeah, that's the back of the ship. So it goes as far back as there. Let's make this part extend outwards at least here. Yeah, to about there. That looks like a decent thickness. Because, for this to be a truly effective drill ship, it wouldn't just be one drill, would it? Not really. I mean, one drill's all well and good, but drill's very short range. It's not going to do much end of the day. So, the conclusion I've come to is that to help make this ship a more effective drill ship, I should give it more drills. So just 2 drills isn't going to cut it. No pun intended. Oh wow. Yeah, I don't think 2 drills are really going to cut it. So we need to have more drills. More lovely choppy bits to make the enemy regret letting this thing ever get anywhere near them. So, well, it's supposed to be a ram ship. It's supposed to like go, oh hello enemy, grind up really close to them, just push in, don't let them get rid of it for any way, shape or form. It's like, nope, once I'm this close, you're not getting rid of me. No, 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 no. You can't do that. Not allowed. And all the time while it's doing that, it's going to be sinking into them with high-speed drill bits, just tearing the other ship to shreds. So, you know. So yeah, in effect, I guess it is a broadside, but because of how it has to work, it's going to be grinding in really, really close to the enemy ships. And then, unlike the nose drill bit, these side drill bits are only going to be like are going to be single axis, not double. But they're also going to be fitted with harpoons. So the enemy will not be allowed to get away. As soon as this thing gets into a broadside position, the enemy is going to get tethered to it, well and truly, by rapid-firing, short-range harpoons. So this ship will sink its teeth into the enemy and then just say, nope, you're not getting away. No way, Buster, you're stuck. And it's like, oh no, they can't get away. They have to sit there and watch as the drills just tear them to pieces. Oh no. Such a lovely fate. Well, well, I'm okay with that fate. I don't think the enemy ship will be too happy about it, but, you know, can't be helped. Let's see, get a single layer. Like that, I suppose. Things I want to have some forward gap. Like that. Let's increase the thickness of this by 1, actually. So we've got plenty of rubber to try and help stop my ship from taking damage from this massively brutal tactic it's going to be using. So one can hope. All we can do is try to mitigate the damage to my ship while increasing the damage to theirs. And that's why there's going to be the aforementioned rapid-fire harpoon system. Just so that'll force them very quickly to be dragged into this rubber bar, which will keep them locked in position while the drills just sweep back and forth, basically gutting out as much as they can reach. So yeah, quite an odd drill. An odd drill. Well, drills are odd in general because people don't really use them much. So you know, there is sheer novelty value involved here. But yeah, there's going to be side-mounted drills in this area along here. And with the aforementioned integrated harpoon batteries as well. So the harpoons will only engage once it has an enemy to sink its teeth into, basically. Right, let's see. This drill needs to have access to, well, this area needs reinforcing actually, so that needs to be a beam 3. Because the rubber can't be the sole layer of armour after all. That's just asking for trouble. So there we go, that's all that. So as you can see, it's got these massive protective bars running the entire length of the ship. Let's add some bars in here to help reinforce this forward section as well. Okay, there we go. That'll help. And then we're going to mount a drill in here. Now these drills are by nature going to be... Actually, depends on how I build them, because these things are going to have limited swing on them. So I need a 1-axis turret. I want the drill to be able to swing as far as... On this particular one, I want the drill to be able to swing as far as here. So that means I need to put the turret about here? This isn't leaving much space for a drill, is it? Put it there. Will it be able to rotate properly? Let's see it. Oh, turn off the middle mouse. That's the space of the drill. Can you turn? Yes, you can. Okay. Right. Good. Misk. No, give me simple weapons. Give me the drill head, which is going to stick out there. And then it's going to be small drill bits. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there we go. That's a 20 meter drill there, which is going to be mounted on this thing. Let's grab the torques now, because it's time to get it up to speed. So that gives it a max speed of 39. Okay. And now, because they've got limited arc, I'm going to recess these turrets backwards to make them elongated and deliberately restricted. But that gives me more space to work with in terms of getting them functional. 83. I guess as far as here? Or is that taking too much space? That leaves about a 5 meter gap in the middle of the ship. That's not much. So if I leave it like that, make it a bit shorter. Still strength 83. Let's put in the local controls. So AI, local weapon controller. Yeah, I am a slow builder. I thought this was already established. Drop the radius down to like a meter. Yeah, I thought it was established already that I am a slow builder, especially if I'm trying to be precise about something. And this is why I cut out so much of my building process. Max range, give me a 30 meter range. There we go. Right. So yeah. To all you people that complain that I don't show the building process, this is why. It takes me absolutely ages. So, yeah. Seriously. Stop complaining about it, please. That's a very good reason I don't normally show me just dedicatedly building something. I'm not doing it just to spite people. I want the gantry there, yep. Then I want some connectors, like that. Then I want a set of winches, like that. So this thing's got a set of winches on the sides. Actually, let's mount the winches back. Winches are there. Ready for latching on. And then lastly we need the ejector add-ons, which will be in the front of the turrets here. Like that. And these will be set with a harpoon in the nose, cable drum, a 0.1 second trigger time. So these are harpoon rockets. Single block, fast firing. And whenever something is in front of these drills in the side of the ship and close to being in range to get hit, these things will just be kicking out of the side to look, just firing to tether it. like very, very quickly. So that's one pair. Oh, it's because I'm out of ammo. Yeah, of course it won't fire again because I don't have any ammo in it. Whoopsie daisy. Anyway, that's that. Then I can take the... I want to add the power inputs now because... Well, actually, have I got this thing up to 100? No, 83. $95. Well, it depends on how you think about it, really, doesn't it? 98. One more. There we go. That drill is also up to 100 speed. It's not going to have anything like the bite of that forward drill, but it's also lighter, faster turning, and it also has the integrated harpoon tether to drag ships to their doom against the side of my vessel. So, you know, it's got its own virtues besides sheer drill speed. Plus, because this is the side of the ship, this is where the rest of the broadside is going to be. So, yeah. Okay, let's check the turning on it. Yep, so that can swing all the way around the front, swing around to the sides, gets caught a little bit there. But if I reduce some of the side armouring in front of it, that will free up some more space and allow this turret to swing further forward. That should be about enough, right? There we go. And that turret is, yes, it's a bit vulnerable to direct fire, but it's going to be sitting low in the water. The enemy's going to have a fun time trying to get at it. Especially since as soon as this thing is within sight of them, and they're close, it's going to be hitting them with the harpoons and just dragging them straight into the drill bits. So, yeah. Fun times for all. Okay, yeah, that angles around very nicely, actually. Fear this drill! Haha! Right. What's this drill actually equipped with? You are carrying... you're a mere... You're a mere 250 power drill. Huh. Way lighter than I thought you would be, actually. Let's ramp that up a little bit further. So yeah, that forward drill is way stronger than these. Because this one is now speccing at... Huh. A 350 horsepower drill. Bit on the light side, actually, I think. Probably do with actually extending it back a little. Add a bit more, but then again, the forward one is a real flipping monster, so... 90, 450 horsepower drill. Yeah, let's leave it as a 450 horsepower drill. That seems reasonable. Right. Okay. Capture the sub. I need to save you as well. 900 HP side drill. I got 900 horsepower side-mounted drill turret, and these can then just be slotted in along the side of the ship to have happy fun times with anything that gets too close. Now the question is, how many is too many? I think that's like the question of the day, isn't it? Because we've got to give space for other things, and buoyancy as well is a big issue. Do you think that's good enough, that? Actually, let's be a bit generous. Let's do it like this. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go, so we've got these massive banks now of turrets. There's a 5 on each side, but it's going to make life extremely unpleasant for anything that gets too close. Hold distance, set it to 40, 50. And that looks actually pretty dangerous. Especially since once this thing broadsides you just can't escape from it anymore. It just won't allow you to escape anymore. And if you're unlucky enough to be sticking against this part here, where this one can reach you, you are in serious trouble. See, this thing is angled forward in 2-meter blocks, so block, 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 block. It was the second one, Tiny. Triremes. Okay, right, there we go. So that is got a solid lower base. However, this thing is still heavy as all hell. So it's going to have a fun time trying to float, I can tell you that for a fact. Let's give you 2-block clearance, then reinforce the side walls. There you go, side walls are being reinforced up to 2-meter thick metal plate. Tons of passive armor on this thing, which is also making it really heavy. There we go, that's enough reinforcement along there. Which also means it doesn't actually need it along here now, does it? So there we go. Hiya Harry, welcome to the stream. Why not drills on spin blocks? Because a turret will allow it to aim the drill anywhere it can actually connect it to the opponent. So drills would just have more space and they'd be more generally tearing into things. So, and no, Viking, the big drill is on a turret as well. Nope, these things are all turret mounted. There we go, that's looking nice. Blocks. Relative points of 1. Now the question is this... I guess a question I'm about to test is... Let's see, water, give me an air pump. How well this thing can float, and also, can we use light blocks to help increase the buoyancy? We're going to find out. So turn that off, release it into the water. It is sinking. Yeah, there we go, it's sunk into that. Center block is flooding. Now, block, light block. And let's reinforce these gaps with light blocks, and we'll see if that will help to keep it afloat. Should it not be really low in the water to hit small ships? Well, small ships, it's just going to run them over, basically. Plus, while the side ones wouldn't be able to rearrange themselves to get at a small ship, the front drill is on a 2-axis turret, so it would be able to re-angle itself to hit something small that gets too close. I'm not sure where the breach is. Do you guys know if light blocks can actually function as a water block, or is it just not, doesn't work? I don't think it works. Oi. A pity that. Be nice if it did, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Let's test it. With a very fast light block vehicle. Yeah, I figured that was the case, Viking. I'm just trying this out to see if... Whoa! Okay, that's... What the... something's going on there. Whoa! Whoops. Nope. Nope. I suspect this thing is a bit too light. Right. Let's install a single metal block underneath this thing to give it at least something to weigh it down a little bit. This thing's weird. What? Right. Not quite what I'm hoping to test this, I must admit. what I wanted to know is if light blocks can actually hold back water. Volume of 120 cubic meters is not breached. Light blocks can hold back water. Huh. At least I think they can. Let's do a little bit more checking just to find out. Grab a light block again. And completely do this like this. There we go. We now have a solid light block cocoon. And we are going to attach lead to it to make it sink. Okay, it's now going into the water. Are you breached? No, you are not breached. Okay, right. The light block is not breached, so yeah, light blocks can actually act as containers. All right. Good to know. So that means this thing, if I properly reinforce it with light blocks, I can close those ports over and they will not leak. Which is interesting to know, actually. So, yeah. I was never sure about this, but now I actually know what the light blocks can do that. So, let's go ahead and install a light block window here. There we go, that's one window for the light blocks. Straight up. There's another window for the light blocks. I'm moving them back so they're a little bit less vulnerable. Also to give a bit more space to the missile launchers and stuff. But given that test I just did, the fact it maintained its contained buoyancy, if I can get these things fully sealed off with blocks, then these weapons ports will not count towards the boat sinking and increase the volume that I can actually have reinforced and buoyant. So, interesting, again, if it works properly. I think I just didn't seal this front section off completely. Right. There's a light block there, put it there. There. Okay, that should be sealed. House on a cheap good PC. What? I get the feeling I'm a bit behind on the chat, so don't know what you guys are on about. Nose is going in first because, of course, it does. However, with the light block reinforced, it is no longer breaching. So yeah, there we go. Light block can be used to seal off open windows. Hooray! That is good to know. Right. 900, 1,800, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What was it? That was 3,100 power drill at the front, wasn't it? No, it was this one. 3,000. Yeah. So this thing needs just shy of 13,000 horsepower to cycle up and maintain spin on all of its drills. So 13,000 horsepower engine is required. And for buoyancy's sake, I should mount it towards the back of the craft as well, actually. So the front of the craft has got the weight of that forward drill turret on it. The back of the craft should be where the engine is housed, just for weight distribution. And also got to maintain as much of this as empty as possible. Right. If I want to do this relatively compact, I need to use a high burn fuel engine. I don't want to use a steam engine because that will be constantly running. So, no thank you. There's just enough space between these systems here to mount the engine back here. The problem with a low efficiency fuel engine, of course, is the fact that it's low efficiency. So, not going to be perfect, but hey, we're doing what we can with what we've got. So, what even is that? Oh wait, I remember what that is. Never mind. There it is. Right. Right. I think 10 banks of these should be just fine, actually. 10 banks should do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go, 10 banks. That is now 10 banks long. Which also means that it will produce 16,000 power. Well, in practice, it'll probably produce about 15,000 power because of heat. But yeah, 15,000 power. That leaves me with 2,000 power spare to try and do something else. And if need be, I can extend the engine again. So yeah, let's create the workarounds. I think that's actually one of my more useful prefabs these days because it's really good for just slamming out a really cheap engine. So that's like that. Just corner pipe this up at this end for the moment. There we go. Mount the engine here. That's all connected up. Yes. All sorted. Yes. Jolly good. Give me some fuel storage beams because this thing's gonna guzzle gas like it's nobody's business. I seem to have made a slight mistake in my calculations somewhere because that tapped out, at least for a few seconds. Well, the thing is, with all the drills involved, that should not have tapped out, but it did. So that tells me I've made a mistake somewhere. Where have I made my mistake? Okay, right, I think, yeah, I might have miscounted my drill power ratios, in which case, let's see. Drills, 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 simple weapons. I need to grab the drill platform for just a moment. Let's get some torque amps in place. There we go, So just a few torque amps so that I can maintain the test condition. Put in the drill, put in big drill bits, so it's a big heavy drill. Take a while to spin up. And then load on a single input. 50. I was correct. Actually. I was correct. So it is 50 per. So where have I miscounted on these? Or is it just sheer number of turrets I'm miscounting? That would be rather simple and rather silly, but also something I'd do. So, 90. That's 450 per. 900, 1,800, 2,000, 3,000, 4,500. That's 5,000, roughly. And then that's roughly a 3,000 power drill at the front, I think. 3,000. This thing requires 600, 6,000, 3,000. Ha. Okay, so a single input should be requiring 50 engine. And I should have more than enough power to do this. No, wait. Oh, doi. Okay, there's the problem right there. I've misjudged by a complete and utter factor, which is terrible. Right. 900, 9,000, 4,500 each. Right. 9, 18, 21, 22,000 to run that. Yeah, I'm off by a factor. 22,000. And this will be a 30,000. So this is about... I actually need 50,000 horsepower to run this. Bloody hell. Pardon my language. That's a slight miscalculation there. Tiny bit. Right. So I need to really ramp up the engine to keep up with the drills when they are really ticking over. So that's going to be interesting. That's all connected. Yes. Tear out this part here. That's a 16,000 power. So at peak output, this thing requires roughly three of these engines to keep itself going. Oh, actually, Harry, it's because of the amount of power inputs on the drills that it's draining so much. And I want to make sure this craft is powerful enough to maintain all the drills. That's what I'm aiming for. Let's increase this by half again, this one, actually. So if I make this one half again, the length, which is going to be... let's just find, as soon as I find the prefab again. Place prefab, this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives me a 24. Let's make it a 6. Yeah, 60k is a lot these days. And I need to make sure I reconnect all of the piping as well, because there will be some gaps after what I've done to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there should be some issues around here, unless I've managed to fix it all up. Okay, I think I fixed it all up. Right. I only missed one pipe. Right. Okay, that's not too bad. But yeah, 50k is a lot ever since they made the changes to, you know, reduce it. Because they decided they didn't want big engines, if you remember, so they modified a lot of things. You also got to remember that this is 50k on a low efficiency fuel engine as well, so that's even better. Okay, right. So this arrangement, these two engines combined will give me roughly 49,000 power when they're running flat out. They would be ridiculously inefficient, but they would be able to do it. So I guess that's good enough? Question mark. Let's get that plugged in as well, so that's available for power. Let's put in the four-way piping to form the loop, which ensures all exhausts connect. Like that. This one as well, because it needs it too. But yeah, that'll give me 50k power, roughly. 49k, I think, to be accurate, but 50k, yeah. Longer drills would not require any additional power. The amount of power is just to maintain drill speed on all drills as much as possible, given the size of the drill's internal mechanisms. So based on the number of power inputs that they've been given. However, against single target, it'll only be needing like 2/3 of that, because it will not be only like half of these at most will be actually engaged. So the rest won't be using it. So it's just making sure that if it winds up sandwiched between two enemies, all drills will be able to run flat out. So, you know, it may not be the most sensible thing to do, but... Yeah. There we go, that gives it a fuel reserve of 160,000 litres. Right, that's a lot. Let's actually magnify that a little bit further. That is now 224,000 litres of fuel. Or gallons, or whatever metric this game uses, I'm not entirely sure. Actually, let's boost that a bit further again. There we go. I think I've messed up on the positioning just a tiny bit. Yes, I did. Okay. And just making sure that this underslide fuel tank is massively reinforced on metal armor. So there's a massive amount of weights going in under here, just in sheer, like, I don't want anything to come smashing through here, so I'm building it out of solid metalness. Which is totally a word, by the way. You should look it up. Like, solid metalness. Definitely a word. Totally legit. I'm not making it up at all. There we go. Yeah, how does that saying go? I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Yes. Or something like that. I don't know. Right. Just rounding out the size of it, of course, so that it is all aerodynamic, like my typical design fashion is. Put that one there, one there, one there. But yeah, that should keep it quite adequately protected. There we go. Just need to do the other end of it now. That gives it a keel of sorts under there, actually. A solid weight. But it also houses a 384,000 capacity fuel tank. So that is a lot of fuel in there. Okay. That said, though, we've definitely got a hull forming here. We've got the power plant in, we've got the weapon systems in, we've got it floats pretty well. Yeah, it's got power, fuel, weaponry hull. It needs locomotion. It needs AI. It needs a few other bits and bobs like that. Nothing that can't be managed though. So, I mean, we've got a ton of space in this left in this hull. So, if need be, we could actually install a lot more stuff than what we've got right now. In the campaigns, it can be useful. It could be useful. Its fuel consumption just under drive is not going to be stupendous. It's only going to really start guzzling fuel if it needs to spin up its drills. So basically, when it's crashed into something, that's when it uses its power. I mean, it's going to be even better than a low efficiency engine on a laser craft because it's got much shorter range. So yeah, and also you got to remember the fuel efficiency in campaign also depends entirely on what kind of refineries you've got keeping things going as well. So just a craft like this, you could just pair it with a really decent refinery, and that'll solve a lot of issues for it. That should be... oh, okay, yep, that's fixed it again. That's all working. Okay, right. I've got space back here which can house the AI, and probably you as well. You don't really want to be... Actually, if you're steering this thing, you want to be somewhere in the middle. So, the control room should be somewhere in around here. Like this. Yeah, this should be the control room. So let's have a chair, and a complex controller. Take that out. Place my prefab, the complex controller ACB conversion set. Put those in there as well. So that way, when I rig the AI can use complex controller controls to steer the craft like I rigged it with the complex controller. So that'll handle conversion. Another one of my more useful prefabs. That. So let us begin with getting this thing mobile. First things first, turning force. Turning force is going to be a slight, tiny issue, so let's mount some turning equipment. We don't want anything in here because the turret ring is occupying a lot of space, so it's going to have to be installed behind these bulkheads at the very least. I don't want to mount it in the armour here, so it's going to have to be mounted further back. Like, I think here is actually going to be a decent spot. Oh yeah, that's great, that actually. Okay, that's really good. Right, metal blocks. There we go. Though of course there is a slight problem that's now open this place to the sea again, so the entire craft is now flooding. But you know, you can't be perfect, can it? Right. But we also need to see if this is going to block that as well. So propellers, give me solid mounted big ones. Has that fixed the water issue? Do those count for blocking water? Indeed they do. Okay, right, so that is now blocked, and we've now got a couple of banks of propellers on the front of the ship, which will help with the steering for the forward section. So, left, right, spread to all. Left, right, spread to all. There we go, that should be useful. Let's teleport to the complex controller set. So, those props should be ready to go. Yes, yes they are. Pretty nicely as well. Whee! You can tell this thing wants to turn, can't you? Yeah, that's looking good. Then I want to go this way, just like, whee! Can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. Haha. Yep, that's looking absolutely fine. Okay, so that's one bank set in. Let's get another bank set at for a counter rotation, because that just makes it better. End of the day. I'm going to mount that into back here. Let's see. Those are mounted into this row, so I should mount these ones to this row as well. Which means I'm going to need to cut a hole into the hull around here. Like that? Yeah, like that. Okay. Let's again get these things mounted in like this. Actually, these are going to be slightly lower than the ones in the front, aren't they? Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Props, give me again the huge squared up prop. There we go. When you turn left, you want to be forward and reverse there. And you want to be forward and then reverse on that side. So that should be like that. That's not quite watertight, I don't think. Is it? Oh, it is. It's actually watertight. Okay. Let's just make sure I get it sealed off. There we go. Right. Yeah, it's turning okay. It's definitely it's actually pretty sprightly for a ship of its size, to be quite honest. Yeah, that's definitely looking a bit sprightly, actually. It's not turning too badly at all. The thing is, there's actually space to increase the number of props and things as well to get it turning even faster. But yeah, that'll do for now. Get it moving. Right, now, next up, we need to get forward and reverse propulsion online. Forward and reverse propulsion. We're going to need a massive bank to get this thing moving because it's a massive, massive slab of metal, basically, end of the day. Let's add a downslope 2 over here so that we can get an acceptor rotor. So we can accept a rotor pattern here. Then it's going to be like that. How many rotors is too much rotors? That's the question. Well, we're going to find out if this is too much for this, because this is actually a very heavy craft, so, you know. It might be too many rotors, but it might not be. We're going to find out. Right, let's get the rotors in. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep. Beep, beep, beep. We've got a massive bank of rotors. Right, there we go. All set. Now, will this thing pull a wheelie? We're going to find out. Turn it so it's not pointing straight at the testing fortress, and then power! No, it's not heavy enough to pop a wheelie. Sorry, it's not light enough to pop a wheelie, but it's still pushing forward at 16 meters per second. Not too bad at all for a craft as heavy as this one. Or a craft that's sticking into the water as much as this one either. But yeah, this thing is doing 16 meters per second. Your rudder method? Yeah, sure. Lay it on me. Go ahead. Let's get an AI installed now. Mainframe. This will be the core. You need a wireless connection. Through there. You need card slots. The full 9 yards in card slots, actually. Like that. So 2 sets. Actually, I should take... No. Yeah, you need the full 9 yards. So you need target prioritize. You need aim point select. And you also need a water nav, which I will actually just momentarily disable. So you're just you're on mode. You're not in control mode for your movement. I know movement will be absolutely fine. Now we need to get the connectors in like this, and we'll get general purpose cards. That'll do for now. Okay. Blocks and the shift replace method, so put 4 of them in line with the back facing forward in the sides, and then 4 in line on the front facing forward and upside down on the com. If that makes sense. Nope, doesn't make sense. I did not understand that at all. Oh well. Looks like something you've really put some thought into, but I did not catch enough of the gist of that to understand it, so... Yeah, don't worry, Godswill. There will be uploads, but well, you can see what I've been doing to it, can't you? I mean, look at this thing. It's just a big bugger of a ship. It's heavy, it's a bit costly, but it's rigged up with many drills. So yeah. Actually, let's get some up here too. And that's meant to be a wireless receiver, not transmitter, so I'll put that in place as well there. And of course for detection I want it to be a 360 cam rather than 360 rad. Something like that. There we go, those are the initial detection systems. Upload it sometime. Yeah. Well, you can say that, Viking, but many things They're simpler once you've actually had a chance to poke at them a bit. But they're still kind of tricky to explain. Give me a wireless connection here again. Like this. Now, detection equipment. I want a retroflect sensor, if you would be so kind, followed by a laser rangefinder, followed by a gimbal track camera. So we've got a couple of nice little detector stacks on the sides to just help the craft work out when it's getting really close to something. And that should be enough to get this thing ready to go on the attack, actually. So, give me a marauder.
Turning off.
Let's go. Honestly, this thing is kind of as comparable in size to the Marauder as well, looking at the two. It's a little bit bigger, and definitely heavier. Yeah, it's a bit bigger, but it also looks a bit silly with those big yellow beams sticking out the side of it as well. There is that, I suppose, but yeah. There's not much you can do to stop drills looking silly, unfortunately. So, let's see what the craft decides to do when I approach it at an angle like this. What will you do when you realise there's an enemy this close? Oh, it's starting to swing its stuff around to try and get it. Oh. Hello! Boom! Oh dear. It's trying to do things to it. Cylinder's overheated. Oh right, I didn't give the exhaust enough. Right. Well, it did something. It also breached its own hull rather severely. Oh, it's because I never actually finished the exhausts. Slight oversight on my part, that. Okay. Right. I want a X pipe. No, I want a left pipe junction. Going to there. I want a left pipe junction going into there. And I want hull piping. Where's the hull pipe? There's the hull pipe. Through. Wait, is that correct? It should be. Put it there actually. Right, that'll do. This one is fine being a through-pump pipe. Like that. Then I want a corner. Then I want a 4-meter pipe. Corner. And then flat exhaust. And there we go. As soon as I get this other side connected, that will stop this from overloading itself. Like that. There we go. Right, fixed. Okay. Now the thing is, why isn't it able to shoot these? Maybe it needs a separate boarding system, because the ones integrated into these weapons doesn't seem to be fully functional. Alright, Marauder, have it ye! Ah! Yeah, come here. really not wanting to... Oh, it's holding fire due to failsafe. Okay, right. So what happens if I take you then and tell you to not to hold fire due to failsafe? Actually, let's take the failsafe off these things then completely. Now, what are you going to do then? Not do a thing, I see. Okay, that's helpful. You are being controlled, aren't you? Right. Has no failsafe. Right. Your max range is set to something. It should be able to do that. They should be able to function. Controller, you should be being controlled by the weapons, because that's controlling the turrets, so the turret should be controlled by you. Let's give it a max range of 50. No? Aha! That did something. A tether's connected. So take out the failsafe, and... yeah, take out the failsafe and increase the minimum range to 100. And then it'll say, oh yay, let's go ahead and murder all the things. Which is exactly what we wanted to say, so yeah, that'll do, that'll fix it. Right, delete. 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 And delete. And delete. That should leave only the one I've just fiddled around with. Okay, that's actually a bit too far, that. Now, the thing I was doing there, Guttural, is the fact I wanted to tear out all but one of the turrets. So... yeah, I wanted to keep this turret in place while I continue to fiddle around with it a little bit more. 0.1, yes. Let's actually drop it to a single ejector core on the missile system, like that. Which means that I just need to install another set of power inputs, like that. Okay, so those won't eject with as much force. There's no failsafe on the AI anymore. So do that. Right, let's set the maximum range. What do you think your range is, buddy? Do you think that is about... okay, let's set you to 75 meters engagement range. So 75 meters, this thing will start to spam out harpoons at things, trying to ensnare them and drag them in. Save the sub-object as the 900 HP side axis. Save as you. 900 HP side drills with... it also has the tethers in it, but doing that, I should now be able to place this one very carefully. There we go. Right, that's got it fixed. Right. It slips into there. There we go. That one's also lodged in some tethers to drag the ship closer. Which leaves... actually, that's another mistake I made in the settings. I want it to be reasonably sure of its accuracy. Actually, no. Just having it spamming out missiles is just fine. Now I want to load more of these drills. Just get them in place, since they've got corrected settings on them. And of course, there is another flaw with this craft right now, which is the fact it doesn't actually have any ammo in it. So, you know, that's a slight drawback at the moment. It's also the fact I've not configured firing limits for the weapon systems. Now if I turn you around, it's like, hello. Yep, all of these drills are trying to turn towards it. It's like, we want to have fun with you, but they're just not doing anything right now. So, let's get the memo back in. We need to install an ammo reserve. Let's install this towards the front. Resource, ammo storage, ammo boxes. Suddenly a whole bunch more missiles that kick out. It's like, yep, you're not getting away from us because there's a lot of tethers connecting. So, yeah, come to daddy. And they just keep applying more and more and more to make sure this craft can't get anywhere. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Look how many tether lines there are connected now. And they're just all over it, and they just keep adding more and more and more. And now it's pulling the ship closer. I'm going to spin my ship around, move around a bit. Like, yep. It's making sure the ship well and truly can't get away. But yeah, these side drills have completely gutted this Marauder though. Now what's going on? Are all drills okay? Yes, all drills are okay. Right. In that case, I think the next improvement is going to have to be... I don't know, actually. The enemy can't get anywhere. The drills are doing massive damage. If I'm moving around trying to spin the ship and get closer, then it's forcing the drills around inside the enemy ship as well. Yeah, it can't get away from me. And as I move around, the drills are shifting, and it's like, oh, look at me. Hello. Unfortunately, I'm kind of sinking right now, so there is that. I suspect I've been a little bit holed, but the Marauder's in much worse shape than I am. Let's put it that way. Seems one of these drills is overloaded. Oh no, that is spinning. Never mind. So yeah, this thing is actually having a very hard time with the drills. Let's actually reset this experiment for the moment. Destroy enemy vehicle. Look at all these. Oh wow, they've actually webbed up some of the. Yeah, that's to be expected actually. Some of the webs are actually connected to the other drills. Oh jeez. If it had guns, it would kill me because we're stuck together. Let's test that, shall we? Marauder, come in. You will be fully active this time. And we'll see who does what. Oh, he's going after the fortress. Don't really care about that. Yeah, more sub-weapons would make this thing even more effective, because once it's got something webbed and it's drilling it, then sub-weapons would be starting to just pummel the enemy as it's stuck there. So, yeah. Oh look, minor damage to the rubber, and one of the drills got a bit battered, but nothing too bad. Nope, deflected a lot of it. Moving forward. Come here, Buggy, come here! Ooh, actually took out one of the drills. Yay! You're going to pay for that, you know. Just as soon as my ship decides you're in range. Come back here. My ship also has a slight issue with sinking. But that's because of its design is still technically incomplete. That was a minor hit. I'm gonna get you. I am. Come back here. I need more turning force. So, yeah, let's turn the other way. Say hello to my side. Will the weapon starts firing? No. I just need to get close, basically. That's my big issue. I need to actually get this thing close enough. What this thing really needs is some is some power shields to help protect the drills a bit from kinetic weapons. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Got it lined up. Come on. Charge! Hello, Marauder. Hello. Bonk. Oh, straight into the magazine. Come here. Yeah, how do you like that? Not much, I'm guessing. Oh, are you having a bit of trouble there, Mr. Marauder? Just a bit. Oh. Yep, there we go. It's completely stuck now. Yep, it's not going anywhere. Not anymore. Actually, what would happen if I took away the aim point selection on the control systems? If I took the aim point selection off it, it should target random blocks, right? Yep, now they're just waving around like idiots, basically. Yeah, this thing needs some kind of sub-weapon on the sides. But the drills, by themselves though, are doing a massive amount of damage. I mean, that Marauder is actually not going anywhere at all. It's completely impaled at this point. The main problem is that there's nothing getting the drills to actually keep going. So, if I spin around this way, hit reverse, it's like, yep. Okay, come on. And here comes the main drill. Here comes the big one. Oh, nope, the tethers have got their hooks into it again. Nope, it's going nowhere, basically. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Gonna keep on eating you, you know? You can't get away from me. Oh, jeez. Oh, and there we go. I just smacked it in the side with the forward drill. Oh, laser's doing something. Oh, jeez. Oh. Yeah, and if I keep moving, the drills keep just soaring into it, so... I mean, look how much damage this thing has done to the Marauder. The entire middle of the Marauder is basically gone at this point, and my ship is just trying to feast on the remains. It's feasting on what's left of this thing. The main problem is the big hole in the top of the hull, which floods my ship whenever it gets down that low, so... That said, though, I think I've done what I set out to do. I've actually got the makings of a useful drill ship. If this thing had more support weapons, it would be an incredibly dangerous thing. At least that's what I feel about this thing. Applying the side turrets as single-axis turrets allowed more than be fitted, but I think that in this case the flexibility of the ball shape would be a better fit. So if the side turrets were also ball-mounted drills that could angle up and down, they could just seek out whatever point in the enemy ship they're trying to damage, and then just gut it even more, far more effectively. Because right now it's just reliant on. The problem is it's got these single-axis turreted drills on it, which can do a lot of damage when you're against a big ship, but they are really struggling to readjust themselves whenever there's not something for them to immediately hit. So that's causing a few issues. On the bright side, though, the tethers are working wonderfully. This ship cannot get away from me at all. So yeah, it's just stuck over there now. And now it's just slowly and lovingly being reeled back in onto the drills. There you go. So yeah, what do you guys think of this thing? Because I think I've done what I was wanting, and I've actually made a decent drilling ship against all odds. It's especially good when the front drill's in action. The side drills are a bit underpowered. So this is again another prototype vessel. But this thing, if it gets close, it just wrecks a lot of damage. Pretty quickly as well, actually. Oh, I've actually captured that Marauder. Oh, no wonder the weapons aren't locking onto anymore. Right, destroy you. And I guess the last thing to do is let it rev up first. It'll sort itself out in a little bit as soon as the drills get themselves straightened out. But I'm also going to turn its combat AI on and then spawn in. Wait, I haven't configured the AI yet. Oops. AI, I want you to just charge headlong at the enemy, please. That's all you need to do. So, broadside minimum. Right, leave broadside above that. Fine. Nominal broadside angle is 0. Minimum range 0. Turn circle 0. Depth requirement none. Just charge in and just drive straight into the opponent. That's basically what this thing has to do. Let's get another Marauder and see what it does. Oh, that is really close, actually. Hello. Hello. Bonk. Under AI control, it's actually, yeah, it's just driving under that Marauder and spearing it with its drills. Oh wow. Yep, that was nasty actually. Oh dear. And it's already dead. Huh. Yeah, you got to remember, Guttural, this is still a prototype one, but it's definitely proven some viability for having drills as close combat weapons when they're turret mounted. So, yeah, I'd say this is a very successful proof of concept ship. Sure, there's a lot we could do to improve it more, but as it is, it's actually pretty dangerous. What Was it the Iron Cross? Oh no, that's a boat. Oh jeez. Incoming! Ow. Still going. Still going. Still coming. You're not stopping me. Still coming. Oh jeez. Come here. Crunch. Honestly, this is the most effective drill design I have ever seen. Because I never see drill designs, but that sets the bar kind of low, to be quite honest. It just ran over that sailing ship, and now it's got its hooks into it. It's just pulling it in closer. Oh jeez. Oh, now it's like I don't even know what's going on. Oh no, this ship's hit reverse now. Right, so now it's closer again. Oh jeez. What is it even doing? I have no idea anymore. I think, yeah, my ship is somewhat confused because it's actually towing and carrying the other ship. Oh no, now it's dropped it. Ooh, now it's trying to turn around. Ooh, hello. I think it's trying to act like a submarine some of the time. I mean, look, it's gone fully underwater now. What the hell? Sorry, I'm enjoying this now that I've just cut it loose and I'm not bothering trying to control it myself. It's doing this all by itself. I'm not guiding this in any way in doing this. Yep, the explosions come in, but the thick reinforced armour is warding off most of the damage. Oh jeez. Oh, right. There's just something about this kind of berserker style, you know. I'm not even sure what the heck it's doing trying to shoot at. It's trying to hit the turrets, I think. Nope, the turrets are taking some external damage, but nothing major. Ooh, it's coming in. It's going to ram it again. Oh no. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Here comes the drill. Yep, you're being probed, buddy. Oh, jeez. And it's just driving straight through it now. Yep, it drove that drill straight through the back of the enemy ship. Oh, they actually managed to kill that forward turret. Oh, that's what a shame. But now the side turrets are tethering up all over again to connect to it and drag it into the other drills. Yeah, if this thing had some sub-weaponry to help it out, it would be this would be a really nasty berserker charging ship. If it had some sub-weapons and it had some shields to help protect it as it closes in. Now it's in reverse. It's trying to bring the drills back in. Oops, straight to the side. Oh jeez, this ship's being gutted quite steadily. My ship is just soaring back and forth, trying to stay as close as possible. And the enemy is full of holes. Quite literally. That side is still relatively intact. The other side, though, is kind of gone at this point. Oh, yeah, it's definitely a brawler. Very much a brawler. The thick armour helps it as well, because it can resist a lot of incoming damage. I mean, even now it's 76% intact and still going. Um, it's less a ratio guttural masticator, more like how fast is safe. Because if you overspin the drills, they become more and more prone to damaging themselves and just breaking. And it also increases the damage they do if they, should they happen to go faulty and self-destruct. It greatly increases the force that the drill explodes with. So a good way to go about it, I think, is to build a relatively small drill system, because a really heavy one, if it breaks early on, it'll overspin and then keep self-destructing. So a smaller drill is more reliable. So do that. Oops, it's charging again. Do that. Get it up to, put in enough torque to get it to a certain speed, and then just pack in more and more and more power inputs to maintain that drill when it's doing damage to the opponent. So all of these drills on this ship are rigged to run at 100 RPM, and they're all like 20 to 25 meter drill bits, small drill bits as well as the light. So I've not seen these drills actually self-destructing and blowing themselves up at all, so these guys are very reliable for drills. And then the rest is just like power inputs to keep the drill spinning as it dishes out damage. So, yeah. Yeah, now it's just hugging the opponent, isn't it? Yeah, Harrioso, I think how this should actually have like, maybe not ball turreted, but the side drills definitely need a 2-axis turret of some sort to give it more freedom and to angle it up and down, as well as just give it side spin. Because if it could angle up and down, it would be a lot more effective at gutting the opposing ship. As it is right now, it digs in and then pushes the enemy around. It just toys with it, basically. I think there's no other way to put it. It's just toying with the opponents at this point. It needs more weaponry to finish it off at close range. As well as a redesign of the turrets in the sides to make them more flexible. But that said, the drills are actually proving to be a more devastating melee weapon than I have ever really seen rams be. Because rams, I'd like at most grind a bit against the outside of the enemy ship and then maybe shred off a layer or two. But the drills just dig in. So drills are much more expensive and complex than rams, but I think the drills are actually much more effective if you can get them built properly. And there's the caveat, isn't it? If you can get the drill built properly. Because there's so many ways you can go wrong building a drill. It's just unreal how many ways you can go wrong building your drills. Kind of silly, really, actually. Makes me feel like the drills are only like half developed or something, because they've got a lot of faults in them. Vertical rotation on the drills, sure, that could work too, but I think to make the side drills most effective, you want to have a 2-axis turret, like on the forward one, because then it can angle up and down as well as side to side, and that would just do nasty, nasty things. Okay, that's enough testing though. Destroy the enemy vehicle. Yeah. Two axis will take up more space, yes, so the drills will have to be a bit smaller, but I'm not proposing like full 2-axis turrets like I have on the front of the ship, because that one's got a massive amount of rotation, so that's why it has that ball turret design on it. So that's not really what I'm proposing. What I'm proposing is you have a 2-axis turret, and then you give it restricted angles, like a 30-degree swinging arc on it, so 30 degrees, and then it can angle itself with that. You have to protect that 30-degree in the front of it, like a mantle on the front of it. But then behind that, you can just have the rest of the drill digging back into the ship, and because it doesn't have to turn as far, it will not be too bad in terms of the sheer amount of space you require to compensate for the drill. You know? So let's see. I also let's grab a docking station to get that repair pod into a more useful spot. So that's on. Grab you, get you close. Whoa! That wasn't meant to happen. Oi. Nah. Once I get near that thing, it thinks I'm like, oh, look, you're on your side, then you fall through it in gravity. Ah, there's the forward turret coming back in. Oi. Maybe mention your testing, research, and opinion of them on the forums? There's a repair button if you go out of build mode.
Listening.
Okay, let's pull that fleet out so I can actually get... pull everything out so I can get fixed. Oi. But yeah, mention the research and testing. I don't know. Aren't people really into the drills though? I mean, I didn't even go on the forum to mention when I was originally working with tactical jump drives and things like that. So I know there's a bunch of things I've toyed around with that people have been surprised to find me working on and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know if it'd be much use or much of interest. Not really. Okay, there we go. Try it against a melee, a white flare. Give me a puzzle. Let's see what this one does. Of course, the problem is they've got high velocity projectiles and things as well. So they are melee, but they also have a lot of sub-weapons too. Oh, there we go. The drill and the buzzsaw just shattered. It just hit the side of my ship and shattered itself. So yeah. And now it's ditched in the water and having a lot of trouble because I'm tethering it with torpedoes and harpoons. So yeah. The main problem is, of course, that they're high velocity guns, quite nasty, so... Yeah, I mean, I'm very curious to see what they do with plasma, to be honest. Thing. Yeah, it's been tethered and it's pulled completely off balance now. So I think the entire reason this guy's in the water is because my harpoon's latched onto him. And now he's just being... He just can't balance himself, so he's stuck under the water. the intended effect, but I'll take it. Plus, you got to remember, drills are, at this point, I think they are, with missiles. Actually, missiles have got new stuff since then, so drills are flat out the oldest weapon system in the game right now. Yeah, this is going nowhere fast. Okay, destroy all enemy vehicles, yes. Okay, so how does this repair tool work then? I've got it selected, but don't know what it's doing. Alright, let's get a Sea Flare. Yep, incoming missiles and torpedoes. Oh, that's not a melee design. Never mind. Give me an enemy spawn. Give me a martyr. No, wait, that's the nuke one, isn't it? Oh, yeah, that's the nuke one. No, 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 no. Right. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's get a martyr in here. Come on. Martyr! Martyr me! Hello! That didn't actually do much. It just tore through part of my outer wall, and that's about it. Not too bad, actually. The outer walls absorbed almost all of the blast. Sure. Oh, so I've got to aim for damaged blocks. I see. Harrioso, I think that flat out a rebuild of the side turrets is in order. To get fewer of them, which will reduce power requirements, but make them more flexible, so they'll just flat out cause more damage when I can make contact with the enemy as well. So, yeah. Okay, that should be about repaired, so I'll be able to. Yep, there it goes, rising back up to the surface. But yeah, Shortest Viking. As I was saying, drills have not been modified or touched in a very long time, so they are flat out the oldest weapon system in the game. Except maybe rams. I think rams are about the same, except I think rams got revisited at some point when collision got looked at, so they got tweaked a bit. Drills, as far as I know, didn't. So yeah, drills have been very much forgotten at this point. Even when they, well, even in the older days, drills were not really used much either. So yeah, let's get some Velas in here. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, hello, Velas. Oh, you're a fast one. Problem is, are you a rammer or are you just a harasser? I think you might just be a harasser. Or are you trying to close in? Oh, it's trying to close in, I think. Not entirely sure. Oh, I see. So just keep the finger pressed. Oh, okay. And yeah, I think that's just a harasser. It's trying to kill me. It's hitting me with torpedoes and things, but it's not. It's only inflicting superficial damage for the most part, except for the fact that I've lost my forward turret, so, yeah. Not too impressed with that one. Oh, I see. I can just hear blocks replacing. Oh, wow. Okay, that is a useful tool. Oh, wow. Build! Build it all! Jeez. I have never used that before. Thank you for telling me about it. Wow. Wow, that is so helpful, actually. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess the last question is, do you guys want a workshop upload of this video to poke around at? Or are you just not bothered and would like to see something more complete first? Because it is really is high time I was ending the stream after all, so, you know. It is what it is. And this drill craft is... Yeah, the side turrets were a slight misstep, but the overall profile of it, the rubber protection, and especially that ball turreted one at the front, are all good promising indicators here. So it's a tricky one, but I think that I can purpose a drill into a nice side-mounted mauling weapon to just like say, "Oh, hello, enemy," and then just like chew massive holes in their sides. Well, there's a problem with epic fasts, but the thing is, this is actually a reasonable speed already for a boat. If I gave hydrofoils, I could probably get this thing up to about a 20 if I just installed hydrofoils and made no other changes to it. But yeah, this is I like this prototype vehicle, and I'm going to keep calling it a prototype because it is not finished. It's definitely serviceable, functional. It's a very tough little bugger. You've got to give it that. I mean, it's taken nukes and high explosive shells and all sorts of nonsense straight in the face, and it's mostly come out intact, or at least still fighting. So it's definitely a functional boat in its own right. Not really. It depends on how much the enemy tries to avoid the Guttural, as well as what support weapons you might have on the ship as well. The fact that this thing's got only drills is actually a detriment to it. It needs more weaponry to give it more firepower. But it's got an absolute ton of deck space, so that's also a simple mod. Just slap on some extra turrets and off you go. Though yeah, being a bit faster would also just be a good idea in general, but with pure boats it's hard to do that. Especially a boat as heavy as this thing. Yeah, I do think that it's quite nice though. I like it. I'm happy with it. Yeah, no one is really saying they would like to actually see this as a workshop upload, so I guess no one really wants that. Ah well, I'm just going to call it there then. Yes, a submarine version of this would be incredibly dangerous. And I've actually got that balls-based sub-turret, so I could actually do a submarine conversion pretty readily for this nuts little thing. But yeah, I'm going to call it there. So, this has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching if you've stuck with me this far. I hope you enjoyed the show and found things at least interesting as I worked on this strange beast, this rare thing, which is a drill-based combat ship. And I've actually got something pretty functional out of it. So, yep, definitely making progress in this line of research. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all some other time. So, yeah. See you all later. Now, I need to save you before I forget, because I don't want to lose you and have to rebuild from scratch. That is also a thing. Drills, to use them well, to make them massively effective, one of the things is you have to be really complex with how you build it. Far more complex than you should be for a simple weapon. But, you know, that's my closing thought on the matter. Thank you for watching, and good night.